Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here. Early this morning, couldn't sleep. Somebody said you might have kidney problems. That's why you can't sleep. Could be, but there's another problem I got. That's the pain and suffering that my brothers and sisters of the human race have to go through every day. That's just much uh, as important a participation in keeping me up as any kidney. But I want to tell you today, ladies and gentlemen, that the thief gets caught. The thief gets caught. Now, everyone is familiar with the magician's sleight of hands. Watch one hand while the trick is in the other hand. Everybody's familiar with that, right? And you know when every time you see a magician, you try to watch both hands. You're trying so hard to watch both hands so you don't miss a thing. I know, because I'm definitely trying to watch both hands. Well, what they do is they find something to take focus off of the tricking hand. They want to take the focus off the tricking hand and the steal. So when it comes to stealing and subverting America's election process, the steal is the Republican Party. The slight is to distort the focus by getting all the attention, all of the distraction on the Democrats. Democrats are dishonest. They're going to steal our votes. We're never going to win with the Democrats stealing. I mean, all of the attention. That's that sleight hand. Now, they've created enough dissension. They've created enough mistrust. So when the election comes off, if they win, everything is fine. But if they lose, holy, 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 it has got to be it was stolen. Just as Larry Elder, a Republican, tried to pull off with the California election recall of Governor Newsom. Put it out there. Steal, even before the election goes. Nobody's taking a single vote. But they got the distraction. And so when he loses, if he wins, fine. But if he loses, start looking. Well, that's what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Now, everyone watches the accused. Everyone's watching the accused. And just as it did, the accused won and the accuser lost. Now what's happening? The investigation takes place. And what do you find? You find not one piece of evidence indicating that the Democrats did anything as far as subverting this election or stealing this election or doing anything. Not one piece of evidence. But what you do find is that at every level, the Republicans, everything that they said that the Democrats were going to do is exactly what they were doing and are doing presently. Breaking every rule, breaking every regulation for power grab, for evil. All of this, ladies and gentlemen, listen. You find efforts were made to make this election tribal. Tribal. Asking officials to do everything just to make this election turn out the way the evil power doers want it. They're willing to come up with any scheme till they tell any lie, change any vote, threaten election officials, riot, attack the system of government, prepare for insurrection and civil war. Wow, just for a man who want to rule a group of people who don't want him at all. And he is supported by at least a third of unscrupulous people. willing to do anything for the power and evil. Now, the mastermind, I hope you can hear me, ladies and gentlemen, of most of this evil team, should I say, rather than being in jail or being punished, is still walking around, barking out this evil stuff. And at least a third of the people still consider him to be the voice of the Republican Party and want him to run for election again. And what is the rest of America supposed to be doing while they see all this evil right before their faces and ready to jump back on the bandwagon again? What are they supposed to do? Just sit back and let this process that failed on the face now implement itself in various states, so the next time any evildoer wants to come around and subvert the American process, the democratic process, they got people in place already, evil people who have proven themselves to be evil, proven who stood before the American people and told lies, and American people still voted them in office. Stood before the American people and said things that were not truth and took actions against the American people, and the American people still voted them in office. Now, when a man slaps you in your face and you say, I love it, you're going to get slapped in your face every day. Everywhere you turn, you get slapped in the face. And so this is what they are proposing to you, the American people. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I come to you and I talk to you about the basic human rights for all people. Because the mission of the basic human rights for all people is to share with you, expose all of this evil stuff, and reveal to you the right way of doing things. Now, this stuff that is taking place right now with this system of government and all this lying and stuff like that, and kind of come up with plans to work on this and plans to work on that, and spot check this and spot check that, it would drive you crazy. You know why it's going to drive you crazy? Because it's not designed to fix anything. It's just confusion, to maintain the status quo. There's one way to fix the problem, ladies and gentlemen, and that's, first of all, admit that you got a problem. Then you admit, profess what you want. What do you want? Do you want a society where some people are wealthy and some people struggling to make it from paycheck to paycheck? And some people can't even struggle, looking for handouts, welfare? Is that the kind of system you want, where people don't have adequate health care, can't get sufficient education? Is that the kind of system that you want? Because that's the kind of system that we have. And the kind of system that the Republicans and people like Donald Trump are trying to do is to take more of that from you so that the 1% can even benefit more, have more power over you, can go up and play a little bit more in space, while you are still struggling, running from country to country, begging somebody to let you into their country because you're running away from the devil in the country you're in. Is that the kind of system that you want? I ask you, is that the kind of system you want? I know you're saying no, you don't want a system like that, but let me ask you this. How about having a system where everybody in that system who benefit from that system play a part in the process of manifesting, that word like they want to come out, play a part in manifesting all that people say that they need, want, and desire? Why not have a system set up that everybody can have a career of their own choosing that will give them their greatest joy? Let me ask you something. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with everybody having a job that they love? And if what they love plays a part in the creative process of manifesting food, clothing, shelter, education, healthcare, recreation, transportation, going to the moon, anything that the mind can imagine, what's wrong with that? And if you got a job that you love and it's participating in the process of all of the things that are important to human beings, what else do you need in order to have it? To have all the benefits thereof. Yeah, you do your participation, you got your food, you got your clothes, you got everything you need. It's available, you access it when you need it, want it, or desire it. Plain and simple. Nobody can put a bondage over you. Nobody got power over you. Nobody calling you a nigger, calling you a slave or a crime. Nobody saying this is our land. Nobody's saying this is the greatest. No, my friends, because everybody's happy. And God, the Almighty, who provided this earth, who provided the provisions, who provided the resources for the earth, is the only power that can get any kind of glory. And we are the recipients of His love if we got in a damn sense. Woo! Wait a minute. Did I say that right? Yeah, another thing. What these crooks do. They want you to think that they care. They say, abortion. We are against abortion. Why are they against abortion? Have you ever thought about why this 1% of these people who call themselves superior to other people are against abortion? Well, I'm going to give you, I'm sure there are many reasons, but I'm going to give you another reason perhaps you haven't thought of. Perhaps they need to have bodies available to fight their wars when they engage themselves in something that causes wars. They're against it. Yes, they look at them right now. What they're doing in Texas, man, you know they're against it. But let me ask you something. Why aren't they against homelessness? Why aren't they against unemployment? Why aren't they against inadequate education and health care? You know another thing they're against? You know what they're against? They are against crime and violence. Not eradicating what causes crime and violence. They are against crime and violence to the degree that it is a big business. Lawyers, courts, judges, jails, all of this big business. You get rid of crime, get rid of violence. They don't need no big business. Why? Well, you don't need them. Well, you need them in a system that denies people's rights. Because when you deny people's rights, people are going to do what has got to be done. Now you have made rules causing violation. Now, man, I'll be talking to you forever. I want to thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, for giving me these 12 minutes. It's been an absolute pleasure. I hope I've said something that's beneficial to you. It has definitely been beneficial to me. And once again, until next time, here is Eddie Marcus signing out. Good night.